we saw that spirit from Sally and David Abel, did we not, when they were trapped on that cruise ship. 700 passengers on the Diamond Princess ship had coronavirus. Then we found out that David got it and had to be taken to hospital in Japan to be treated.
But they've now both had the all clear, and I'm delighted to say that David and Sally are joining us now. I'm not sure how delighted David will be, though, because, David, I'd like to take you back to what I was watching at home when you last appeared on Good Morning Britain. Here we go.
We'll speak. Okay. Hopefully, we'll keep in touch. Let us know what happens. And fingers crossed you can get off the ship as soon as possible.
Lovely to talk to you, and I'm so glad it wasn't Piers.
You know what? In real life, he's actually quite a nice person.
I'm really not, actually. David, what was the problem? Why didn't you want to be talking to me?
Piers, I love you.
Oh, you turncoat. You turncoat.
I knew you were only kidding. You know what? I've been following your story, and you're a classic story of two people who've been through a really traumatic experience, but you never lost your spirit. Very much the Vera Lynn view of how to deal with this. What's it been like for you? How relieved are you that it's all over for you anyway? And what is your message to people about how we should confront this virus?
OK, we had an amazing cruise. It was fantastic until we realised the virus was creeping in. So the moment the ship went into quarantine, that's when everything changed. I never realised, I don't think either of us knew that we had the virus, that we'd contracted it. So when we were tested on board the ship, it came as a mighty shock to discover that we were positive. And it was another 3 days before they took us off the ship to hospital. And in that 3 days, I never realised it at the time, but my health did go downhill rapidly. The first night in hospital, well, you tell them, Sal. You tell them.
I didn't think he was coming home. He was extremely bad. They diagnosed him with acute pneumonia, obviously a side effect of the virus, and he basically was giving up. So I sat up most of the night just watching him breathing, because I didn't think he was coming back.
Blimey.
Wow. So I mean, incredibly serious.
Serious it became.
You're both looking well, and you've come through this. Must be a huge relief.
Thank you.
It really is. And we've tried to keep up with the news. And I've been listening to you for the past few days since we've been back, Piers. And I'm going to tell you, absolutely, this is gospel. I am 100% behind you with the stance that you've taken on the government. But may I just say that the Foreign Office in the UK have behaved amazingly good to our family. And the British Embassy in Tokyo, they were absolutely fantastic. They were telephoning us every single day. Is there anything you need? Anything we can do?
Well, that's
I can't criticise them in any way.
But you're coming back into a situation at home where now you haven't seen your grandchildren for quite some time. They've been watching and worrying about you. And now you've come back and you still can't get your hands on them.
I know.
No, well, they're not babies, aged between 11 and 21. So we can talk to them on Facebook, on FaceTime and stuff like that. So
it concerns Sally far more than me. I've got the photographs, I can look at them.
You know, it's an interesting thing, isn't it? I think for a younger generation, even my generation, have never been tested like this. And it's a unique thing. And I think a lot of young people are wondering, what do they do? How do they react? And the key thing, as Dame Vera Lynn said there, it's about coming together. Even though, ironically, by doing that, many of us may have to be isolated. But coming together as a country with the right spirit.
Yeah.
Do you have a message of hope?
I think it's hard.
I think the measures that the government is finally taking, if people take notice and abide by them, and we all take responsibility for our own health and our own hygiene, this will be over as quickly as it arrived. Now, that might be very naive of me to say that, But I think as a country, if we pull together, it really will disappear more quickly than we've ever imagined.
Yeah, and I think, you've got to say with the government, we're about to speak to one of the government cabinet ministers, it's a very difficult situation for them. They're trying to do the right thing. The job of journalists like me is to challenge every step of the way and make sure they're doing the right thing. It's not to undermine them or to even say they're wrong necessarily. We'll find out really how successful our strategy has been. But what is great is that amid all this doom and gloom and the chaos and the impending horrors that may come our way, there are you two. You've been through this, you've had it, and you've come out the other end, and you look great, and it's great to have you on the programme.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you know what, Piers? Throughout all of this, you're a guy, and it's rather like looking at a dog with a bone. You do not let go. What you really believe in, you're not afraid of asking the government questions, putting them on the spot. And yeah, I was messing around when I talked to Ben the other week. But I do admire you as a journalist, mate.
Well, you know what, Dave, it's very kind of you to say.
I mean, since sliced bread.
I just think you can't ask enough questions in situations like this. And actually, we have got a cabinet minister waiting to put those questions to. Thank you both very much indeed for joining us. And we wish you all the very best now that you've come through this. And you send a great message of hope to everyone. Thank you.